Jin, there you are. Where have you been? The capital's outskirts. I wanted to pick some ingredients. Oh, you are joking. This is the capital we're in. It's packed to bursting with high-class knowledge around here. Why are you still going around foraging in the dirt? On the other hand, Jin's cooking really is unparalleled, and there is a certain appeal in making food yourself. Yeah, okay, that's spot on, actually. So, I spoke briefly with Azurta. Oh, really? What did he say? It was a difficult subject for me to wrap my head around. New relationships? No. I'm more than happy with what I have right now. Alright, time to draw up some plans. To get the seal back, we'll have to make our way to the Tornin core. Question is, what then? Malos implied that we still have some time. Mithras seemed to believe we can take him at his word. You can? Yeah. He's enjoying this, is he? Damn him. I know how you feel, Adam, but perhaps we should be thankful. His own hubris has allowed us this chance. We'll use the time we've got to prepare for the battle ahead. Right. We'll need to be stronger still, or we'll never make it through this. The citizens are in fear of what may befall them. I believe you are best equipped to give them the strength they need, Laura. What, me? Yes, you are properly a Tornin knight now. A knight is not called upon solely for their skill in combat. It is also their duty to instill courage and hope. You must hold your head high and serve the needs of your nation. The needs of my nation. Feels like the whole world's resting on your shoulders, doesn't it? It's not, though. Remember, you're not the only one fighting to protect this country. We're a strange gaggle of misfits, I admit, but we'll carry that burden with you. Torna lives and dies by its people. We fight for it together. Every one of us. Right. Give me a moment. I know there's not much time, but I'll see what I can do. The Knight of Torna is what she is. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country. First off, gonna go check out that recipe. This is where I ran into sticky stick insects and needed to go get more. A good renewable place is a legendary bug collection point just to the northeast of Torrigoth Cemetery.
This is becoming addictive.
And for convenience sake, right behind that is a thing that I would not want to see in the dead of night. There's a level 31 Hawks back here, along with a big green barrel.
Treasure.
Hidden just out of sight. We're smarter than a drug dealer. The Night of Torna. The Night of Torna.
Who'd make a good lead?
Night of the Wind is the best Crush 40 song. Don't at me. I love that song. Sonic and the Black Knight's music is better than it has any right to be. Fireside chat time! So, Lady Knight, what's the plan now? Ah, don't call me that. Although I do feel like I understand Adam a bit better now. Well, Malos has given us some time. Our first priority should be to make sure that the people of Torna are safe. In the wake of an attack on the capital, the stability of the country is at its most precarious. Alleviating any uneasiness on the part of the citizens is indeed a most pressing concern. Yeah. And in doing that, perhaps we'll grow a little stronger too. Then let's see what's going on in the capital and with the resistance. Thanks for sticking around, Minoth. I'm sure we'll end up getting into a lot more scrapes before this is all over. Knowing you, I'm sure we will. Minoth, I will say, he doesn't get the most character interactions with everybody in the regular cutscenes, but in a lot of moments like that, he fits like a glove. Oh, and the Knight of Torna that we crafted?
What a fascinating story. This might be my favorite story of all time.
Oh, it's so cute how it's Hayes' favorite. Thought you'd like that. I sure did. So Oresco is looking pretty packed poggers with lots of stuff to do, yo. But no, we're actually not going there. I would rather go back to Lasham Cove and begin this round in Gormont. It's actually right inside of the ship. And yep, that's right. we have to do more side quests before the next cutscene. That was not long at all between those two instances, was it? It was really not. You barely got to play any of the game before it tossed more on you, and we've done every single quest up to this point. There was no way that we couldn't possibly hit this wall. My lords and ladies, I'm sorry to trouble you, but I was wondering if you could help me with something. With your majesty and Prince Adam out on campaign, it has been decided that I will confer with a special envoy from Gormott. Given that our Ardanian Titan has been showing signs of decline, it's important that we act now. I plan to air my opinion on the future of both our countries. Our conference was to be aboard this flagship, and the envoy was to come from the White Chair in Gormott. But he has not arrived. To get here from the White Chair, it's necessary to pass through the Hoary Weld. Wash your mouth, that was so. A dangerous place. We assume something happened to the envoy there. However, we do not have the military resources to mount a full-on search of the Hoary Weld. Therefore, I thought that I might burden you with this request. Please, go to the Hoary Weld and search for the Gormotti Special Envoy. Sorry for the sudden request, but I would not trouble you had I any other option. Did you get that? More Ardane does not have enough military and has to hire mercenaries. You should be ashamed of yourself. What are you, Urian? Okay, so Hoary Weld is all the way up here. I want to go to Singbree's Bow.
What a pleasant stroll.
Right. Where shall we
And
head
going to this
next?
place is quite yeet indeed, yo. Okay, I'll stop. I've done that enough for one day. I've done that enough for one lifetime. I've done that enough for 8 lifetimes. Let's be real. Okay. This is quite an important place indeed. Hoary Weld has certain collection points
becoming
that give
addictive.
resources that we have not seen before that are used in all sorts of crafting. So be on the lookout for that. Grab anything that you can. And I think the Balufo's caught up in the mix too. Looks like it's gonna be up here. Oh, you're blocking my way, aren't you?
These guys
All right,
have
man.
No problem.
I've punched wolves into trees. I can punch Balufos into trees. That was when I was only level 1. I am at least 44 times as strong now. Go, Laura! She's just getting aggro at the beginning of every fight, it seems. B, 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 yes! Okay. Oh, there it is. Let's go for the tuple. I wish Jin was in back, but that's okay that he's not. I'm mainly gonna build up Flame Bolt. And now, oh boy, Ultimate Aurora! From his crotch. I could believe he shoots an Aurora out of that thing. I mean, have you seen how sexy he is?
Ultimate Aurora.
Oh!
The future is within our grasp.
Man, death by awkward commentary. That did so much damn damage. It was so beautiful. That's why Ultimate Aurora is just so useful. He topples when coming out, playing off of Laura having Electric as her element. He can usually get up to his level 3 special right when Bridget would be ready with the Flame Bolt anyway. It's such a good team comp, and I kind of like having Electric on her, I'm not gonna lie. Before this, I was a big grumpy pants going, you know, anything but fire is just drips, but nah, I've been kind of into this setup. I'm definitely gonna go for fire long term whenever we get another Blazing Braid that has good stats. But as it is now, I'm pretty okay.
Base of operations.
Give me a green barrel. And another green barrel. And give me a human, that too. Elba. Hey, the Tornan capital was attacked. I hope the people there are safe. You thought I'd be more gung-ho about it, did you? Thought I'd want a piece of the action? No. When I heard about that Aegis person, it chilled me to the bone. Me of all people. I hear he's burned cities to the ground without a trace. But you're gonna protect the city and the people, aren't you? I have to say, I'm pretty jealous of your strength and bravery. Well, I won't be beaten. I'll just have to train even harder. Maybe don't go train in Torna. Just a little hunch of mine. Call it intuition. I'm gonna turn around and go to the Hoary Weld camp. Anything I can
Now,
craft,
let me
I would
see.
like to know. Oh yes, Hard Rock Plaster increases battle experience by 10%.
Phew, finished.
That's a useful one. Nothing else, worth it. You've come at just the right time. I could use some skilled adventurers like you. I am Hal Jacques, now headed for the Ardanian warship anchored at Lasham Cove. But I left the White Chair in a hurry and forgot to bring any gifts. I've sent my attendants out to get some Melosian honey, which is famed around these parts, but they're nowhere to be seen. This is worrying. The forest is full of danger, so I couldn't go searching for them even if I wanted to. But now that you're here, do you think you could go bring back my attendants who've gotten to collect Melosian honey? You'd be doing us a great service. There's several things around the Horrywell that are also worth taking care of on our charts. Hayes wants the gray Balufo that I just showed you where to kill. Mithra wants a foray Bunnet after she uses Terminal Flash 6 more times. Oof. And Minoth would have wanted a Scribo Quadwing after using his level 2 special 5 more times. Not what I was hoping for, honestly. I was hoping we'd be able to knock out all these in one visit, but I think I'm just gonna have to play as Team Adam more for a while. He kind of got to see a lot of the action back in the capital. I really wanted him to be the one to duel Malos out of our entire party. But I just didn't use the right specials enough, I guess. But you know where the other stuff is, so off we go. Here's those legendary collection points that I was talking up so much. Motley Cobra, finally an easier place to get that. Whoa, it's very dark. Oh, okay, it just took a second to just... Help! Those must be the special envoy's attendants. Let us take out those skeeters and rescue them. My thoughts exactly. Minoth wants to use level 2, Mithra wants to use level 3. You got it, bros. Here we go. Launch them up. Launch them up, launch them up. Let's go. So the White Chair. We've heard about this place before in passing, very briefly. There was random NPC text that was super obscure in Gormott that I showed up toward the end of that journey. And they mentioned the White Chair in that text. You would likely never see that or even know that it's in the base game at all, but it's of importance in Torna and is foreshadowed even that far back. It's kind of wild how much thought and detail went into connecting these two games and stories. It's brilliant. It's another example of why I think Torna is such a well-done prequel, because the seeds that they were sowing for it are so minute that they would likely go unnoticed unless you had played both of the games first, and yet they did it anyway. I gotta praise that. A lot of prequels are mercy plots that don't fit in at all with the established lore, or they have no tension because they can't make a good story without being like, oh, do the heroes die, when you know damn well those characters are alive in the next game in the timeline. This one doesn't have those problems. It's kind of on the table of what's going to happen with these characters, and that's not really part of why you get so attached to them. There's a lot of enemies in this fight, wow. At least I'm getting a lot of chances to use specials, I'll give him that. Come on, oh, that was it. Was it enough? You saved our lives, thank you! Did you find the Melosian honey that you sought? What? Why are you asking? The special envoy sent us. Ah. Melosian honey's pretty valuable, and this is the only place in Gormott it can be gathered. I just realized all three of these guys are the same model, and this looks really stupid. I'd also be interested in finding out how delicious it is, but I value people's safety over anything else. And he's Ardanian. Thank you for understanding. This youth seems far more capable of a leader than Mr. Jark. We risk another Skeeter attack if we remain here. You're right. Let's go back to the special envoy. It's kind of wild how Hugo is such a nice, down-to-earth kid where you really like him. He's just very likable, very mild-mannered, and, you know, super good to his people. And yet, it was kind of under his watch that all of these Ardanian Gormati mergings were taking place hundreds of years ago. And you wouldn't really expect that right off the bat, because a lot of the Gormati speak of the acquisition by the Empire as such a negative thing, and you know, kind of like, you know, we enjoy their protection, but come on, you know, we all hate Consul Dougal and all of his, you know, flunkies, and we'd rather that the Empire just not be here at all. The Gormott very much gives off that air on first visit, and yet such a nice kid was responsible for it. I'm going around here showing all these collection points that you can get. No! Why did you make this require a skill? Bridget, how close are you? I have to know this information before I can do anything else. Yes, I have to. 13 more. Okay. Well, we can skip travel back. It's nice and easy. Just behind the point of interest.
I'll be of even more use now.
I chose to take care of that for haste. 25 more uses of Cloudburst.
I wish only to use this in the service of His Majesty.
Thank you for helping out my attendants. If we were without presents, it would be a diplomatic faux pas, which could offend the Ardanians and lead to war. You all assume the worst in them, don't you? Very well, we should depart soon. Now that I have all my attendants with me, I should arrive at Lashem Cove much quicker. We better be off. Well, we better be off. Farewell. I'm really tempted to say all you wanted was the honey. So we want to walk, say, 2 peds up from camp to get noticed by a Baloofa. 2! The Tufo.
Don't overdo it. Down.
That battle went on for an hour and a half. Longest battle I can think of since when I first got to Araya on my first playthrough. And didn't know how to play.
Sulking?
So I said to go at least 2 peds north from camp to discover this really important location. Trust me, you will thank me later.
Eternally devoted servant.
Where is it? Where's the butter?
No,
Titan's roar!
to be alive.
This is kind of amazing.
It's a secret area, and will make traversing the Titan in the future a lot more helpful without having to do a whole bunch of walking at a later time. And it's also kind of easy to miss the precise location that you have to step on it for, so just go grab it now, make life easier for yourself. And hold Simba out over Pride Rock while you're at it. Aegean wishes to fall from a high place to level up Command Water. And from the highest rock here...
I think it broke.
Laura anticipating what's gonna happen to her legs. Aegean can level up that skill instantaneously by just jumping from this one location. It's not a total amount of fall distance, I don't think. I think it has to be all at once. There you go.
Drop by drop is the pot filled.
So, why did Command Water level up from us falling? Because we dropped ourselves! Ah, we met earlier. I'm still grateful for the kindness you showed us then. Perhaps you followed us for some kind of reward? I am the special envoy, but I'm afraid I can't spare any of my pocket money. Perhaps Mr. Horison will be more forthcoming. Why not pester him? Your Highness, everyone, you have my thanks. The Gormati special envoy arrived safely. Now the conference can begin. I am glad to hear it. There are Cian troops and the Aegis, not to mention the state of affairs in Morardain and Gormott. Ulrus seems to be heading for a period of unrest. We would like to hear your opinion working together to overcome the hardships facing our 2 countries. It will be done, Your Majesty. And later, you can give us your impressions of the Melosian honey that was so difficult to obtain. Honey? What's this all about? This is seriously the way that these 2 countries ended up merging.
Won't lie. It feels good.
Also, is there a chance of getting more of that honey? I figured this guy would just disappear from the community and never want to come back to us, but nope. Oh, we can also talk to you and get a free member.
You can rest easy
We can now make the mechanical charm, and that's fitting because to talk to that girl, we gotta go to a camp anyway. Emperor Hugo, Your Majesty, my apologies for not recognizing you before. I must say that this Ardanian-made ship is quite remarkable. We have Titan ships in Gormott too, but nothing quite as impressive as this. Yes, it's clear that we need to build a friendly relationship with Morardain. But actually, there are these among the Gormati elders who do not take kindly to Ardanians. If the truth be known, one of the aims of this conference is to find out the best persuasive arguments. But at the very least, I promise to advise the elders that you, sir, and your friends are worthy of our trust. The conference with Gormott will be over in no time with the intervention of your eminences. But might I add, the Melosian honey present from Gormott's special envoy was incredibly delicious. I could tell from the start of that blade driver relationship you have as different to those in our country. In Morardain, a blade is in effect nothing more than a weapon, one that puts fear into people. But as far as I can tell from looking at you, you seem to treat them more like friends than weapons. Tornans has always promoted coexistence with blades. Perhaps that's why they continue to support you.
Now, let me see.
Laura gets increased party gauge gain and a max HP barrier.
This came out very well.
The Chain of Many Hues is made by checking the machine over by the Hoary Weld camp.
Sleeves.
A chain of many hues.
I think it turned out rather well.
I mentioned the Motley Cobra before because the Astronomer's Pot is a quite helpful item that you might not have made yet. The Motley Cobra was hard to get from the location that I first showed it at, and Horryweld is just a much more convenient place to get it. That should be everything that we can craft for the time being. All caught up. And now, Lavinia. What a beautiful name. So, you're the ones who took Callie and Kelly to their father in Torna. I know them. They're good kids. We led the refugee life together for only a short time, but I came to care about them. It's a great relief to hear that they were reunited with family. Truly. Maybe it isn't my position to say, but thank you. I'm glad they won't have to live like this any longer. Also, all this got me thinking, what if I could become a bit more like all of you? I'd get my life back on track, live for something, give something of myself and not just take. Well, I'd like to try anyway. You've inspired me, you could say. So yeah, from now on, you're the targets I'm shooting for. In a nice way though. Let's hope it all works out. That was nice. She was the girl who was kind of a thief early on, and this minor character ended up tying into a main plot and got character development out of it. Well, only one more member until we have fully leveled up to the next level. Robber Queen, that's what it says I'm over. Do you think I could have stored away on the ship and earned myself some coin in Torna? Well, it's too late now. Did I say that out loud? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm on the straight and narrow now anyhow. I've been living alone for a long time now, and I've done some pretty bad things. It's tough for a little girl to grow up all by herself here in Gormott. But if you think you can turn things around, I think I can dare to dream too. Just a little. That was almost sweet.
What do we got here?
Well, I think that's gonna be it for now. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we're going back to Oresco and taking care of a great many things to do in the area. See you guys then!